Hello, everyone. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, work always takes over your life? And welcome to Tiny English, the place where you learn English through real conversations. My name is May, and I am so happy you are here with us today.
And I am Gray. Hey everyone, great to see you again. Today we have a really interesting topic that I think many of you can relate to.
That is right, Gray. Today we are talking about work-life balance. Is it a real thing, or is it just a dream that people talk about but never actually achieve?
This is such a good question. I feel like everyone says you need to have work-life balance, but in real life, it is so hard to actually do it.
Exactly. So today, Gray and I are going to have a natural conversation about this topic. We will share our thoughts, ask each other questions, and help you practice your English at the same time.
And as always, we will try to use simple and clear English so everyone can follow along, whether you are at level A1 or B2.
Okay, so Gray, let us start with the basics. What does work-life balance actually mean to you?
Good question, May. To me, work-life balance means having enough time for both your job and your personal life. So you work, but you also have time for family, friends, hobbies, and rest.
That sounds simple, right? But it is not simple at all in real life.
Not at all. I think the problem is that work never really stops these days. We have phones, we have email, we have messages. Your boss can reach you at any time, even on weekends.
Oh yes, I know that feeling. You are having dinner with your family, and then your phone buzzes. It is a work message, and suddenly your mind is back at work, even though your body is at home.
Exactly. So the question is, can you truly separate your work life from your personal life in today's world?
That is such a deep question. I think it depends on the person and also the job. Some jobs are easier to leave at the office, but other jobs, like being a doctor or a manager, it is very hard to just switch off.
Right. And I think culture plays a big role too. In some countries, working very long hours is seen as something to be proud of. If you leave the office early, people might think you are lazy.
Yes, I have heard of that. In some places, people stay at the office late, not because they have work to do, but because they want to look dedicated.
That is a real problem. You are wasting time just to appear busy. That is not productive, and it definitely destroys your work-life balance.
So let me ask you, Gray, do you think you personally have a good work-life balance right now?
Honestly, I think I am getting better at it, but it is still a challenge. I used to check my emails right before going to sleep, which was a terrible habit.
Oh, I used to do that too, and then you cannot fall asleep because your brain is still thinking about work problems.
Exactly. So I made a rule for myself. No work emails after 8 o'clock at night. And it has really helped me sleep better and feel more relaxed in the evenings.
That is a great tip. I think having clear boundaries is so important. Like, you decide when work starts and when it ends.
Yes, and you have to communicate those boundaries to your coworkers and your boss too. Otherwise, they will keep sending you messages and expecting you to reply immediately.
That can be scary though, right? Telling your boss that you will not answer messages after a certain time. What if they get upset?
That is a fair concern, but I think a good boss will respect that. And actually, when you rest properly, you come back to work more focused and more energetic. So it is good for the company too.
That is a really smart point. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. Rest actually helps you be more productive.
Absolutely. There's a lot of research that shows when people work too many hours, they actually make more mistakes. Their creativity goes down, and they feel burned out.
Burned out. That is such an important word. Can you explain what burnout means for our viewers who might not know?
Sure. Burnout is when you feel completely exhausted, not just physically, but also emotionally and mentally. You lose motivation. You feel negative about everything, and sometimes you even get sick.
It sounds really serious.
It is very serious, and it can happen to anyone, from teachers to doctors to office workers. If you do not take care of yourself, burnout will catch you.
So, what are some signs that you might be heading toward burnout? Let us think about this together.
Okay, So one sign is that you feel tired all the time, even after a full night of sleep. Another sign is that you do not feel excited about things you used to enjoy.
Yes, and I would add that feeling irritable or getting angry easily is also a sign. When small things bother you more than usual, that can be a warning.
Good one. Also, having trouble concentrating at work, like you sit at your desk but your mind keeps wandering and you cannot focus.
So if any of our viewers are experiencing these things, please take it seriously and talk to someone. Your health is more important than any job.
100% agree. Now let us talk about some practical ways to improve work-life balance. What do you think works well, May?
I think the first thing is to plan your time. At the start of each week, look at what you need to do and make a schedule. This helps you feel more in control.
Planning is really powerful. When you have a plan, you are less likely to let work take over all your time because you can see clearly what needs to be done and when.
Another thing I believe in is having a hobby or an activity outside of work. Something that you do just for fun, not for money, not for your career.
Like what kind of hobbies?
For me, I love cooking. When I am in the kitchen making a new recipe, I am completely focused on that. I forget about deadlines and meetings. It is like a mini holiday for my brain.
I love that idea. For me, it is exercise. When I go for a run or go to the gym, I feel so much better afterward. My mood improves, and I feel ready to face challenges.
Exercise is amazing for mental health too, not just physical health. So, for our viewers, if you do not have a hobby or a way to exercise, we really encourage you to find one.
Now, let us think about this from a different angle. Some people say that work-life balance is a myth. They say you can never truly separate the two, and you should not even try.
That is an interesting perspective. What do they suggest instead?
Some experts talk about work-life integration instead of balance. The idea is that instead of keeping work and life completely separate, you blend them in a flexible way.
Can you give an example of what that looks like?
Sure. So maybe you work from home, and in the middle of the day you take a break to pick up your kids from school. Then you work again in the evening. So you are mixing work and family time, but in a way that works for you.
Oh, I see. So it is less about strict boundaries and more about flexibility.
Right. And some people find this model works much better for their lifestyle, especially now that many people work remotely or have flexible schedules.
But I think the key word there is works for you. Every person is different. Some people do better with clear boundaries. Others do better with a flexible blend.
Exactly. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. The important thing is to be intentional about how you spend your time and to make sure you are not sacrificing your health or your relationships for work.
That is beautifully said, Gray. And I want to ask our viewers right now, what is your experience with work-life balance? Do you think it is possible, or do you think it is just a nice idea that does not work in real life?
Yes, please tell us in the comments. We really love reading what you think and hearing about your experiences from different countries and different jobs.
Okay, so let us also quickly talk about the role of technology, because I feel like technology is both helpful and harmful for work-life balance.
That is so true. On one hand, technology lets us work from anywhere, which gives us more flexibility. You can work from a cafe, from home, or even from another country.
But on the other hand, because we can always be connected, some people feel like they are never truly off work. There is always one more email to check, one more message to reply to.
I think the solution is to use technology consciously. Turn off work notifications after a certain time. Delete work apps from your personal phone if you can. Create digital boundaries just like you would create physical boundaries.
Yes, and some companies are actually starting to help with this. Some offices have rules that no work emails can be sent after 6 in the evening. That way, the pressure comes from the company level, not just the individual.
That is a great policy, because honestly, it is hard to say no to your boss's message at 10 at night, even if you know you should rest.
Right. So when the company culture supports balance, it becomes so much easier for individual employees to actually practice it.
This is making me think that work-life balance is not just a personal responsibility. It is also something that organizations and managers need to actively support.
Yes, I completely agree. Leaders set the tone. If a manager sends emails at midnight and expects fast replies, the whole team will feel pressured to do the same.
But if a manager says, take your lunch break, leave on time, do not work on weekends, then the team feels safe to do that too.
Leadership really matters so much. So if any managers or team leaders are watching this, please remember that how you behave sends a powerful message to your team.
Great point, May. Now let us wrap up because we have covered so much ground today.
We have. So to summarize our conversation, work-life balance is not a myth, but it is not easy either. It requires effort, clear boundaries, and support from both individuals and organizations.
We talked about what work-life balance means, why it is challenging in modern life, the danger of burnout, and practical tips like planning, having hobbies, exercising, and setting digital boundaries.
We also explored the idea of work-life integration as an alternative approach, which may suit some people better depending on their lifestyle and job.
And we agreed that there is no single perfect formula. The goal is to find what works for you and to make sure that work does not take over the things that truly matter in life.
Like your health, your family, your friendships, and your happiness.
Yes, those things are priceless. No job or promotion is worth losing them.
So here is our challenge for you this week. Choose one small thing you can do to improve your work-life balance. Maybe it is turning off your phone 1 hour before bed. Maybe it is taking a proper lunch break without looking at your screen.
Or maybe it is saying no to one unnecessary task so you have time for something you love. Whatever it is, try it this week and let us know how it goes.
We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell us what you are going to try. And if this video helped you, or you learned something new today, please give us a thumbs up. It really means a lot to us.
And if you are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new episode of Tiny English. We post new content every week to help you improve your English in a fun and natural way.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. You are amazing, and we are so grateful for your support.
Take good care of yourselves, rest well, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye for now, everyone. See you soon.